Return to Japan 1 Santiago Compostela to Madrid. May 1, 2024. I left the albergue at 6:45 and headed for the in station in Santiago Compostela. The temperature was 6 degrees Celsius. It was raining lightly. And it was a bit chilly. On the way, a female pilgrim called out to me. She said congratulations and let me take a photo. Because she wanted to show it to her friends. I replied that it was okay. She took the photo and quickly disappeared toward the station. I arrived at the station at 7:15. About 10 pilgrims were waiting for the train to home. I entered the platform at 7:35. Had my luggage inspected. Had my ticket checked. And so on. The train arrived on time. And since my seat was 7-7B, I walked to the 7th car and got on. The distance to Madrid was 549 kilometers and it took 4 hours. The train was a bit shaky. But the ride was quite comfortable. Looking out the window, the country was covered in flat greenery as far as the eye could see. And most of the central part of the country was a plateau called the Meseta. The breakdown is 47% crops, 33% pasture, and 20% fruit. Meanwhile, I arrived in Madrid. It was 12 o'clock. Santiago Compostela to Madrid. I'm taking this train to Madrid. Madrid Atocha Station Platform. Return to Japan 2, buying souvenirs in Madrid. May 1, 2024. The platform at Atocha is very long. And I walked until I finally reached He station lobby. I left and looked for a place to have lunch. But there was only Burger King. And I gave up because the ordering was done by Chine. There was a hotel nearby. So I went in and looked for a restaurant. I ordered spaghetti at the restaurant. But it was pasta carbonara. I asked the waiter if he knew where I could buy some souvenirs. And he told me there was a souvenirs shop on Grand Via Street. The waiter told me to take the subway. But I can't take the subway. So I decided to take a taxi. Please ask the taxi driver to take me to Souvenirs shop on Grand Via. Today was May Day. So part of Grand Via was closed. I was dropped off just before Souvenirs shop. And walked the rest of the way. After walking for a while, I found Souvenirs shop. And was able to buy souvenirs for everyone. The souvenir purchasing time, which was supposed to end at 2:30, ended at 2 o'clock. Atocha Station in Madrid. Pasta carbonara for lunch at the hotel in Madrid. View of Grand Via Street in Madrid. May Day in Madrid. Return to Japan 3 Madrid to Bahrain Airport to Aras de Gaulle Airport. May 1, 2024. I took a taxi to Bahia dos Altos Airport and arrived at 2:40 p.m. I had time to have a coffee. Air France emailed me my boarding pass. So I had to download it on my iPad. However, the download didn't work. I went to the Air France counter and told them I couldn't download it. And they asked for my passport. When I handed it over, they made my boarding pass on the spot. All that was left was check-in. I was made to take off my jacket and hiking boots. And of course I took my laptop and iPad out of my backpack. I understand if it was an international flight. But they do the same thing on domestic flights. The water in my backpack pocket was confiscated. Even on domestic flights. The seats were full. This time it was an A320-200. But there were no displays on each seat and on the front. It was a thoroughly low-cost model. I arrived at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport at 8 p.m. Since Madrid's Bahia dos Altos Airport is a major airport, I had to walk for a long time inside the airport to the K30 terminal for all my transfers. It was like a reenactment of the Camino route. The flight from Charles de Gaulle to Biarritz Port was a local airport, so the transfer took about 10 minutes by bus. It seems that the plane from Bahia dos Pajeras AI Report can use the same international lobby. Boarding began on schedule and I got on the plane. Madrid to Barajas Airport to Paris de Gaulle Airport. RT. Return to Japan for Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport. T to Haneda International Airport. May 2, 2024. Before departure, there was a loud cracking sound on the roof of THE plane. An announcement was made that the loading of luggage would be temporarily suspended due to heavy rain. This would delay the departure time. In addition, the refueling, which had been suspended, would be resumed, so the flight would be delayed by another 30 minutes. Finally, we were able to depart at 12:30. 2 hours and 30 minutes late. We arrived at Haneda at 20:50. We had plenty of time, but we just couldn't sleep. I ended up watching a 2-hour movie about Napoleon. I was watching while thinking about what Napoleon was like. It was dubbed, not subtitled. Unlike the outbound flight, on the return flight we flew over the Gobi Desert in China, so the plane shook a lot due to the air currents. After arriving at Haneda, I returned the Wi-Fi router and headed home by Monday, or rail and train. It was 11:45 p.m. when I got home. Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport to Haneda Internet. Ionel Airport. Paris de Gaulle Airport Terminal K31 to Haneda. An Air France plane about to depart right in front of the gate. Shown on the seat display. We're flying over China's Gobi Desert.